What's up, folks? I'm Michael here at Finex Cast Iron Cookware in Portland, Oregon, and we're hanging out today with Lisa. She just published this book, Cast Iron Desserts, that features a lot of Finex recipes. Today we're going to be talking about how to make a cast iron Marionberry pie. It's a perfect sweet treat for Valentine's Day, and appropriately enough, she makes it with hearts on the top. So, Lisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're doing?
I'm Lisa Odegaard, and I have a degree in nutrition, and I also went to Culinary Institute of America and worked in restaurants across the country. And right now I am doing stuff with my cookbook. So we are going to show you how to make the pie. It's super easy.
Awesome.
The dough takes a little time. So we start off with the dough. It has a little bit of rosemary in it. The recipe will be on Finex's website and on mine. It has a little bit of rosemary in it. The process is a little bit more intensive. So once you make it, you have to chill it for an hour and then roll it out and chill it for another hour. It needs to be cold so you get that nice crispy crust on the bottom, because a lot of pie is not crispy, and I hate a soggy crust. So the filling's really easy. So we just want to put tapioca starch in here. So I pre-measured everything. So the tapioca starch, it will start absorbing moisture as soon as you introduce it to a liquid. So don't use cornstarch. It doesn't make a great thickener for pies in particular.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I can see it's starting to absorb the moisture there.
Yes. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to reach a particular temperature like cornstarch before it's activated. It's activated immediately when it touches liquid.
I gotcha. So these are cold berries.
These are cold berries. They're not totally frozen. Thank you for asking. They're a little bit thawed. And I would suggest not using a berry straight out of the freezer. You can also use fresh berries. There are notations in the recipe.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So we're working with either fresh berries or frozen berries that are partially defrosted.
Yes. And
Cool.
then I have a mixture of sugar and cinnamon. And
Just measure it with your heart, huh?
yeah, measure with my heart. All of the amounts will be on the website. And then I have a little bit of rosemary. I just want it to be there to give it a little earthiness. So you can tell it has a little bit depth of flavor without overtaking it.
We're still working on smell-o-vision. I know in 2020 I talked about it. I know it's 2023, but it just hasn't happened yet. I'm sorry, folks.
Still on the product development list.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rosemary is a nice touch. It's a good Northwest, herb, because almost everyone's backyard, I feel like, around here.
Yes. Okay, and I don't know if you can tell really well, but this is a conical berry for those who don't know Marionberries. So it has more depth of flavor than a blackberry. This is my favorite berry pie to eat and make. So
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Marionberries being another solid Northwest berry.
yes.
Not as common in other parts of the country as blackberries.
Okay, I could have used Marionberry jam, but I wanted a little bit more depth of flavor again. So this is lingonberry. You can get lingonberry from the grocery store, but like most people just assume that they can find it at IKEA, which they can.
That's what I was going to say. Very Swedish.
Yeah,
If I'm going to IKEA, I am definitely getting the lingonberry, but you can get it at the grocery store too.
Good to know.
So what made you decide to use the Finex skillet for the pie?
Well, because it has the octagonal shape, so I can get a spatula straight in there. It's so easy. So, and that means I can cut it into these 8 slabs of pie, which is honestly a lot of pie for one person. But I like pie.
That's enough pie for me.
Yeah, that's a serious
It's
slab
like-
o' pie.
Yes, it is a perfect slab of pie.
Nice.
So as you can see, this is ready to go. And
Yeah,
I'll just
coming together. Oh yeah, totally. Just grab a towel over here, or up here we go. Napkins, a little messy.
This is real cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it looks like without
Totally.
with the all the outtakes. My hands are
So in here you're taking a skillet out of the fridge.
Why is your skillet in the fridge?
So it's to slow down that melting process. So it's fully buttered.
So you buttered the skillet and then put it in the fridge to
Yes.
Get
So
it
that
cold.
the skillet is cold, the dough is cold, and then these gorgeous little cutouts are cold. Now, I will point out, if you want to go over here, see how these are a little misshapen. So sometimes that can happen if the
I wasn't
dough
going to say
is
anything.
if the dough is too thin or at a different temperature than the actual berries. So if you want to have more control over this, you can actually cook these separately. Preferably on a Finex griddle or another pan. But if you want more control, you can just bake them separately and then kind of do this over the pie to like loosen it up, and then you can just press them down into there. So I'm gonna put the pie in, and because the pie, because the container is so cold, I'm not gonna put this dough back in the refrigerator like the directions say. So we're
Oh
just
yeah,
gonna,
so the benefit of a cold pan here.
yes. So you can cut. I'm not gonna advocate skipping that step. I'm just gonna say, this is what we're doing right now,
Right.
and I can get away with it.
That's cool. Yeah, one of the great things about cast iron is it holds a lot
Retains
of
the
heat.
temperature.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Which goes both ways, you know. A lot of thermal mass that'll stay cold for a long time as well.
Yes. And don't feel like it needs to look perfect. And if you find that the part is tearing or something, no one's going to see that. So you can just cut along here. Let's see here.
So you're just pressing it evenly down into the
Yep.
bottom of the skillet.
And then I am just cutting along. I'm
Trimming
just-
along the edge?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. And it's going to shrink a little bit, and that's fine. And you can use the extra dough to make those shapes.
Like the hearts or
Yes.
yeah, whatever you'd like to put on the top.
If you like a top pie crust, which I don't because it's too much crust for me, I am more interested in the filling. Everybody has a preference. You want to make a little bit more dough if you want to cover the pie totally with crust on the top. That's always grossed me out, so I only like cutlets.
Well, yeah,
Or an
well,
open face pie.
it's your book and your pie, so we're doing it your way. It's
yes,
awesome.
Yes, we are. Okay. So
Cool.
you don't have to prick the bottom, because if you do that, you'll get like the pie will stick to the bottom. So
Okay.
you want to make sure you don't do that.
Nice.
And this is a full pie.
Whoa, yeah. This is exciting. Really filling up that 12-inch skillet.
Yes. So sometimes they're more soupy than others. You just have to kind of play with it.
You wonder if that's the more thawed they are with once you add the sugar.
So what you want to do is typically you want to put a sheet pan underneath because there's potential for it to overflow. And sometimes that happens, like with mine, if you look at the side of the pan, it did happen.
Got a little over the edge there.
Yeah.
Not too bad though.
Look at, it's exciting. you
Yeah.
know?
Each time's a little bit
Oh,
different.
what's that smell in my fridge? Oh, something's bubbling over.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right. And so a large heart in the center there. Nice.
yes. So I try to line stuff up, but I don't think it needs to look perfect.
Yeah, it's nice to line it up. Keep it geometric, but yeah.
And you can use whatever shapes you want. You don't have to use hearts, but Valentine's Day is coming up, and this is a perfect pie to make for that.
Absolutely.
Sweeties for your sweetie.
Totally.
That's right. Okay, and that's it. And then it goes into the oven at 415 for 10 minutes, and then you turn it down to 400 for about 45 to 60 minutes, just depending. Sometimes it takes a little longer. It depends on how cold your berries are. That 415 mark is so important because that's what will allow that butter to slowly melt in the cold pan and give you that crispy crust. So don't rush that.
Nice.
And how do you know when it's done?
Well, when the pan, I'll show you. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit looser than this. So can you see that?
A little less jiggle than that.
Yeah, it's gonna still jiggle, but it's gonna be more firm along the outer edges right here, but in the center, it will still jiggle a little bit more. And then you just wanna let it, I say room temperature, but if you can let it sit overnight, that's the best, so that it doesn't run when you cut it.
And you would do that at room temperature?
Yeah, you can still do it at room temperature. I prefer to do it cold. That way I can make it the day before I'm gonna have company. That's really what I would prefer. But,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, we're really excited. Thanks for sharing this with us. And like Lisa mentioned, the recipe will be on the website. We'll be showing it off. And, you know, there's a lot of little tips and tricks in here. The cold pan, the temperature changes in the oven, but she's got it listed out here really nicely. And I think, you know, definitely be a winner for anyone's Valentine's.
And where can people find your book?
On Amazon, and there is a link on my Instagram. You can follow me at Tuck Into This One. You can also see it on my website as well. So
We'll have a link to her on the recipe
Thank
page on
you.
the website. Yeah,
Thank you.
for sure. But yeah,
But-
check her out online.
I love this pan, and this is perfect for this pie. So perfect Valentine's Day gift.
Awesome.
Nothing says I love you like cast iron.
And pie.
And pie. Well, thanks, Lisa. This is fantastic. Look forward to
Awesome.
trying some pie.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.